This is David Esrati talking to you live. You can feel free to comment, ask questions. We're going to talk about healthcare today for small businesses and everybody else because, quite frankly, your boss shouldn't be in control of your healthcare. Is your boss in charge of your pets, your home, anything else? They pay you and you should have control of your healthcare. Now, for those of you who are Republicans who say, oh, the government can't do anything right, and we don't need them to run our health care. Well, it's funny because Congress has government health care, and they seem to all be living into their 80s and 90s, and no problems there. And the military and the VA run some of the biggest healthcare systems in the country, and yes, they screw up, but in case you didn't notice, they screw up at private hospitals just as much. Thing is, private hospitals spend money, lots of money, advertising. You ever see those things? Billboards telling you to go to this ER or that ER. Are those really necessary? Do you need a billboard to let you know that Miami Valley Hospital has short waiting times or Kettering Hospital will feed you vegetarian food? No, you do not. We can do better than this, easily. Spending money on advertising for healthcare and on pharmaceuticals is a giant waste. It's the only thing we do. Other countries don't do this. They actually provide healthcare with healthcare dollars. So, I'm going in for surgery next week. This started 2 weeks ago. I went in to see the VA. They took a look at me. They sent me in for x-rays. The x-rays came back. They sent me in for an MRI. In and out of an MRI. Assigned me to a doctor outside of the VA in community care who saw me a week after the MRI, and a week later I'm scheduled for surgery. I've got another friend who's got one of those highfalutin private insurance plans run by his boss. He's still trying to get in for an MRI a month and a half later. I'll be starting to recover by then. There are things the government can do well. Now, the problem. What's the problem? Well, there's a couple problems. One, this idea that smaller government is better government, yet we allow big businesses to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, like, I don't know, Amazon, which is wiping out small businesses across the country with their supply chain management. And sooner or later, they're just going to monopolize everything and charge whatever they want, make Jeff Bezos even more money. Because competition, once you get to a certain level, is real hard to beat. There needs to be antitrust legislation out there. It's the same thing with hospitals and insurers. There's only 2 insurance offerings in every community. You know, Anthem and Blue Cross, or if they're the same, somebody else. This is how American capitalism has gotten over because we have the best politicians money can buy. You look at most politicians, how much money they get from the healthcare industry or the defense industry, and it'll make you sick. You want to be healthy. Your boss wants you to be healthy. You want to be able to change jobs without having to worry about your boss. Or suppose while you're working someplace, you come down with something like, I don't know, cancer. What, your boss fires you and then you have no health care? Great. That's real protection. Or you get offered a job at another organization. No, they can't insure you because you have a pre-existing condition. Look, life is a pre-existing condition, folks. Healthcare is something every other industrialized nation does for everyone. So why can't we do it here? Simple. Your politicians stopped working for you a long time ago. How do we fix that? You stop electing 1, lawyers, and 2, lifers, and the 2 L's, and start thinking about people who actually communicate with you and work for you, who care about your health, care about the U.S., as in us, the United States. It's not a red thing, a blue thing, and it shouldn't be that hard to convince Republicans either. They all are about freedom, right? Freedom to change jobs without having to worry about your life, your health care going away. Does that sound like more freedom? More freedom, please. Yeah. So, I'm waiting to see any questions. It looks like, I don't know if I see I'm not seeing any settings here to show me who's watching or not. If anybody's watching, please type and say hi. You don't have to ask a question. I don't know what's going on, but it's not showing analytics right now or viewers. Maybe I'm broadcasting to myself, but you can watch this later on the live stream. So, if you care about healthcare and you care about small business, how about this? We don't have to wipe out the insurance companies right away and take all those people and put them into healthcare. What we need to do is allow small businesses to buy into Medicare plans. Simple, straight, easy, already in place. The money's there. Hospitals already get 50% of their income coming in from healthcare policies, from Medicare policies, so it shouldn't be hard for them to adjust over. And they can complain all they want about, hey, you're not paying us enough. And we can say, well, if you didn't pay your CEO like 100 times more than you pay your lowest paid employee, maybe you wouldn't have that problem. So the solution is to talk across the aisle, to find common ground and to work on it. Now, there aren't a whole lot of Republicans that I'm going to like, but I'm sure I can find a few to talk to and work with. That's more than our boy Mike Turner can do, unless it comes to, of course, military spending, which he has no problems finding any ally he can, investing in weapon systems that the military doesn't even want. So I'm going to wrap this up pretty short. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Jury's still out on whether I'll be doing a live stream on Monday and the rest of next week, but I appreciate anybody watching. I appreciate any questions. Any of you that have questions after this, if you put a comment on, I'll answer it. If you need more information about my campaign, go to electesrati.com. If you want to make a donation, any amount, you can donate as little as $3 would help at electesrati.com/donate. Just know Mike Turner's minimum donation is $500. So if you don't have $500 to buy a politician, buy a cheaper one. I'm it. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. This is David Esrati running for Congress in Ohio 10.